Hey YouTube, hey subscribers, thanks for tuning in. In this video, I want to go over a concept that I've mentioned in live streams before and in other videos before, and that is the concept of bringing the narcissist to heel. Before I go into this, I do want to give a disclaimer and say that it is not safe to walk headfirst into any type of confrontation with a well-known narcissist. It really isn't. They can react in a variety of different ways, and you don't always know which way that's going to be. So please don't take this video as me advocating for you starting confrontations or even escalating confrontations with narcissists. All I really intend to do with this video is illustrate to you something I've seen happen with them when you do sometimes. And that thing that I've seen happen is you bringing the narcissist to heel when you engage in a direct confrontation with them. Part of the reason that we tend to avoid confrontations with the narcissist is because we're actually afraid of what that would look like, or we're afraid of the outcome, or we are afraid of the end result, or we're afraid of the damage that it could possibly do to the relationship itself. So we tend to back away from confrontations instead of actively engaging them or even escalating them once in them. I didn't say this at the beginning of the video, but this is really dealing with those narcs who you have long-term exposure to. Meaning, this is a narc that you live with, like a roommate. This is a narc that possibly you're married to. This could be a next-door neighbor. This could be a coworker. Maybe you're in the military and you're deployed overseas and the narc is in your unit. So I say that to say all narcissists are not easily escapable. I really believe when and where possible, you should just try to separate and depart from that person if you can. That is always the best advice. But there are many different scenarios and many different situations where we find ourselves at least temporarily stuck with a narcissist. For example, if you just bought a house and you discover your next door neighbor is a narcissist, are you going to put your house on the market and move just because your next door neighbor is a narc? No. And assuming you had the money to do so, you probably still wouldn't. So it's not always feasible to just depart and go no contact. It's not always an option. So I'm really talking about those situations where you do not have the option to leave. I have found in my experience that when you engage a narcissist and actually make it to the argument stage, because keep in mind, it's not always you backing out of the argument. A lot of times it's them. They will often flee the argument because they don't want to face any aspect of it. But typically the way that you get a narc into an argument is by returning to them what they're always giving to you. Once they receive back what they are always dishing out to you, it tends to send them over the edge because they actually can't handle the treatment that they give others. They really can't. So we don't know what actually has led up to it, but now you're in the argument with the narc. I have found that when you are serious and when you don't back down and when you get loud right back with them, and if you cuss or if they cuss or if you only cuss when you're angry, you start using curse words and you show that you are not afraid of them, they tend to back down in that moment. And here's the most interesting thing that happens. They tend to then sort of become like your little pet. It's very, very bizarre. It's almost like you getting equally as aggressive, if not more, frightens them. And they actually back down, and many of them will then become like your little pet, like your little bird, like your little puppy, not so much a cat, but you get my drift. It's almost like they become in awe of you. It's almost like they start to admire you. It's almost like in their mind, if you could see the inside of their mind, the inside of their mind would be saying, I can't believe she stood up to me. I can't believe she looked me right in my eye and confronted me. I can't believe she yelled at me. I can't believe she yelled back at me. And it's like it so dumbfounds them that they feel like they have no option but to follow you now. It's almost like a mother duck and how all her little duckies just follow her anywhere she'll go. That's what happens to them in their brain. Some sort of mental collapse occurs when you are willing to meet them at that level of confrontation. And I think it's largely because they've spent so much of their lives intimidating others, threatening others, bullying others, and they are so accustomed to other people backing down that when someone finally has the courage to stand up to them and get just as big and scary as them, it's like it pops their bubble and shrinks them down to like a little anxious, eager puppy dog, willing to serve. Now, I don't recommend collecting narcissists as pets after you pop their bubble and collapse them. I recommend sending them on their way, but I promise you that every now and then it will have the end result of not only making them back down and heal, but they then almost become ingratiated to you. It's almost like they want to say, thank you for doing that. Thank you for standing up to me. Thank you for showing me I'm not as scary as I thought I was. So again, I want to reiterate, I do not recommend starting fights with narcissists. I do not recommend instigating fights with narcissists. As best as you are able, avoid fights with narcissists. As best as you are able, avoid narcissists, really. But if you are in a situation where you're relatively stuck, or at least stuck for the long-term temporary, you may find yourself in an argument with these people from time to time. And when that happens, you have to make a moment of choice. You have to consider your safety. Consider if you have anyone around to help you witness anything. Make a moment of choice, and what you will discover very often is that when you have the courage to stand up to them, they will back down and they will come to heel. I'm very interested to hear your experiences down in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about bringing the narcissist to heel. Take care, everyone. I'll talk to you again soon, and I grant you the permission to exist. Bye-bye.